the resistance.
Billy D is not the only person coming back this week. Keri Russell, who you may know from the show Felicity, which was actually put on by J.J. Abrams. The Americans, which is a show on FX. Am I right? FX?
Yeah.
It's a show? Yeah.
It's over now, but it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear and see great things from the trailers and commercials of that show, and it looks awesome. I'm just not a big TV fan, so I don't get into that. This one was actually coming from Variety that's reporting it, and I just want to throw out there too that Variety initially said she is officially cast, and then they kind of went back on it and they changed it to, she's being eyed for the part. So this news also is not official, but I think if it ends up being official, this could be really cool. Lacey, do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I love Keri Russell, that curly-haired American sweetheart, Keri Russell from Felicity and The Waitress and Americans in Mission Impossible 2 with J.J. Abrams. And then also she's in Austin Land. Any chick flick fans out there, it's awesome. Go see it. It's like a Pride and Prejudice remake type modern telling thing. Yeah, no, she's great. I think she's gorgeous. I really, really, really want her to be a bad guy.
I knew you were
bad.
going to go there with this. I know you've been vocal about it, so give us the pitch.
I was one of the first people to be vocal about it, by the way, like 40 minutes before everybody else. I just think she would be really, really cool. First of all, she looks great in black eyeliner. Check. We don't really have a good... No, but all seriousness.
Does Star Wars have a villain problem? No. Keri Russell black eyeliner.
No, but I really just want a really badass, villainous. Someone to come in and just, shake things up. And how awesome would it be if she battles Rey? Come on, guys. That'd be so cool. I really want her to be a part of the Knights of Ren because, as I said last week, I really think that there's just a big gap where they had such cool characters in the Knights of Ren and then they didn't go anywhere with it, and I'm just waiting for my little fun group of the Knights of Ren to show up. I think she'd be great, and she's shown that she can fight. She's shown that she can do these roles that ask a lot of stunts and whatnot, so I think she'd be really good.
Knights of Ren obviously makes a lot of sense in context to the sequel trilogy. When you said the Knights of Ren thing, I go, yeah, what would that be like? And I immediately thought of Seventh Sister, the Inquisitor. So then I'm like, oh yeah, I could see that kind of too. Not that those characters or the Inquisitors would still be around, and I don't think they would bring them into the movies. That would be way too deep. But no, it's a good idea. John, let me ask you then, we've got these castings that are still yet to come. We've heard news that there's actually 2 more castings possibly in the works. And, assuming those castings and Keri Russell are more significant roles, is episode 9 a movie that would be best served bringing in these new characters? Like a bunch of new characters, 2 or 3 new characters?
I've talked about this before. I think it could lead to a lot of clutter. That's why I'd be surprised if all of a sudden we have 2 or 3 new characters who are impactful, big parts of the plot. It's very possible, and I joked about this, that watch Keri Russell be a Stormtrooper cameo. And it's just one of those celebrity things where it's there's Daniel Craig, he's James Bond. Oh, wait, he's in the movie for a minute.
There's Tom Hardy, who didn't even make the final cut. No.
Right, but now I don't think that's going to be the case, but I'm all about this if it's true, though, in terms of Keri Russell. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched most of her work, but I know she's a talented actress.
Yes,
and I remember when Felicity came out, I was in my formative high school years, and I remember thinking she would be that girl I would walk into a locker door while staring at how beautiful she was in the hallways of my high school while I fumble over words and then fall into a deep, self-dissolving pit of embarrassment.
It was very detailed.
Yeah, I think...
Are you speaking from experience, John?
Yeah, a long time ago in a high school far, far away. I actually want I want the Rey... She's Rey's mom rumors to keep happening.
Oh, please stop. Stop it.
Just to drive Lacey crazy.
Oh, my God. There's a woman. It must be Rey's mom.
I'm actually gonna run a poll. Should I stop talking about her being Rey's mom or not?
John, you're so hurt by a simple poll about my soft boy, Kylo Ren.
I do think it's funny though that don't you think it's funny that we never learn our lesson about these things? Like whenever a new actor or actress is coming to Star Wars, it has to be related to somebody or something like
Snoke.
Yeah, like Holdo was related to Rey in some way. Jyn Erso was Rey's mom somehow. Like,
oh my God, do you remember that? Because she was British and had brown hair.
Yeah,
They
it's
were
just
like, well,
it's crazy.
Kira too. Kira.
9 times out of 10, though, the reason that is, I think, why fans do it is because they want to have something to connect it to, and they want to be right about a guess. I guess
Sure,
it's
they're
Rey's
not
mom,
wrong
and then
to
it is Rey's
want
mom.
it.
They're
I'm
like,
just
I
saying.
called it. But
do you know why I think that is, though? I think it's because there's nothing else to do. So if you're speculating, you can't just be like, I think she's going to be a new character. What else do I say?
Yeah, exactly. That was the first thing I said, is that they want to connect to something that they've already seen before. So when you talk about, man, this was brought up like months and months ago. I remember I had like a really good example for like DJ or something. You know what I mean? It's like, what kind of a character do you think that Benicio del Toro is going to play? And it's like, I don't know. It literally could be anything. So let's just base it on him being, this character or this character or this character in disguise. It's, I don't know. It's like a different Snoke or something. Who knows? I mean, Snoke's a good example. Yeah, Snoke can't be a new character because he has to be someone that we're familiar with. That's the only thing we have base to go on. So
yeah, the other thing people were saying, which I found interesting, was I believe it was in the visual dictionary from Pablo, where Snoke's description, it said that he trained other apprentices outside of Kylo Ren.
He had like one other.
Yeah, I think it says at least one other, which is a super weird way to phrase it. Like it seems like Pablo's setting up with like maybe more, but we have an idea for at least one.
Maybe one. So like someone had brought that up online, and it was a really good point that like, what if she's the other one?
That's introducing a big can of worms to a movie that's supposed to be closing out this whole thing.
It's true.
Yeah, but maybe. I mean, we've talked about the fact that there isn't, if Kylo Ren isn't the villain, then you have to have another villain brought in. You know what I mean?
Easy,
so there's
James.
always that potential. Stay on target, stay on target.
I was going to say, I kind of feel like the Knights of Ren are like there as the crutch. Like if they can't figure something out, they're just going to use the Knights of Ren however they need to use the Knights of Ren to resolve something. So
I don't know. I think JJ created the Knights of Ren because in his head he said these would be really cool characters to utilize, and I'm just going to hand them off to the next person. And when Ryan didn't bite, he goes, well, dude, I'm going to incorporate those Knights of Ren like in my first draft of the script, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, they didn't get incorporated, and he goes, I thought it would be cool, but to bring them back now would be like old news or whatever. Like I'll let a book writer tell that story or something, or, but not in episode 9, because the purpose of episode 9 isn't to create, you know what I mean? It's to close.
They haven't told any stories about them, right? So there's no comics yet. They even there's no action figures of these guys or girls or whoever.
There's one very small possible reference to them. People say, ooh, this could be the beginnings of the Knights of Ren or whatever, but I think even that story kind of got closed as far as like
that'd be a cool comic.
The Knights of Ren. Yeah.
The Knights of Ren, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need to see more about Kylo before we begin to dive into what he was doing at specific times,
You're telling me.
You're telling me.
Dude, right, I can just see, if it's a few years down the road, episode 9 starting off with Kylo Ren, and he's right there with his Knights of Ren, just like fully in charge, just like getting stuff done.
The actual plan is to do a Transformers Last Night crossover, and it's gonna have like Merlin, and he's gonna be drunk, and it's gonna be a bunch of Transformers with swords, and then also a bunch of like dark side users. It's gonna be amazing. Michael Bay's doing it all.
Val would love that.
James is like, thank you so much for attending my TED Talk.
Yeah, Val would start Transformers Newsnet.
Yeah, he would.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and head over to the full episode by clicking this box here. If you want, you can subscribe, and that way you get all the weekly news, you get our discussions, you get information on our giveaways whenever we do them. It's a good time, we promise. Thanks for watching the Resistance broadcast.